it's Michelle, and today we're going to be doing a wire wrapping project. We're going to be making a Christmas tree wire wrapped pendant, and it's very, very simple. If you've never done any wire wrapping before, I promise you can do this one. It is so simple. We're just going to make a wire coil Christmas tree with our 18 gauge green colored wire. It's that same $1 colored wire that I've been using, that I get at Walmart, that I've done so many projects with. And then I've got an 8mm silver star bead on here. For today I'm going to be using a gold one that's in an 8mm also. And then I've got a jump ring and a lobster clasp. And for this project, I like to measure it pretty precise because I like to have most, if not all, of the cutting that I'm going to have to do done before I start shaping the tree, because it's kind of delicate at that point and we don't want to be pulling and tugging on it a lot. So we're going to be using 10 inches of our green wire in the 18 gauge. Just straighten that out a little bit with your fingers. And then we're going to lay that right on our starting line on our ruler. And come down and cut that off right at our 10-inch mark. So that's about right here. Okay. And then we're also going to measure down about 1 inch and go ahead and create our bend. So right at our 1 inch mark, we're going to bend that up at a 90-degree angle, and then we can set our ruler aside. Okay, so you can see you've got that bent straight up there. And just straighten that out. Now we're going to use our round nose pliers. Bring those in straight upright in line with that top bent piece. Okay, and then we're going to start coiling around. Okay, now when you get that first coil started, you can bring in your flat nylon pliers. I like to use these because that nylon kind of protects that green coating on our wire so we don't scuff that up. And then we're just going to start coiling that wire right along the outside of our first loop we made. And we're just going to continue doing that until we get a flat coil and we'll stop when we get about 1 inch from the other end of our wire. looks like about 1 inch. We'll check it and see. Right at about 1 inch, so that's good there. Now we're going to come along with our nylon pliers, and we're just going to squeeze that entire coil all the way around. And for one thing, we're kind of making sure that it's flat and coiled up nicely. For another thing, that's going to kind of harden our wire a little bit, which will make it a little stiffer so that it might hold that Christmas tree shape a little bit better for us. Working the wire like this, squeezing it and bending it and moving it does harden it quite a bit. And we won't be able to give it that squeeze and harden it any once we open that up into that shape. So we're going to try to get a little stiffness to our wire here before we do that. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put on our star bead so that we don't have to kind of move that around too much after the fact either. And then we can come up here about 1/4 inch. I'll tell you what, first thing we'll do is bend it over at a 90-degree angle. We'll bend that straight toward the front of our star. Okay. And then cut it off at about 1/4 inch, like we usually do. And then we'll take our round nose pliers and curl that straight backwards. And that's our loop. Okay, and now we're ready to start making our tree. To do that, all we have to do is just pull that coil open very gently, very controlled. Making sure it opens evenly. Okay, now we might tighten our loop there a little bit. Okay, now for that 1 inch that we've got left at the bottom, first thing we're going to do is we're going to start curling that inward, and we're going to make a tiny little loop. And then once you get your tiny loop, just bring that on around and curve that inside so that you don't have any little sharp edges or anything. If you have some nylon coated round nose pliers, you can use those to kind of help shape it the way you want it. Make sure you get that in there evenly the way you want it. You can just kind of reshape these and space out the coils the way you want them until you've got what you think is the perfect Christmas tree shape. And then just attach your jump ring and your lobster clasp. Open up that jump ring and put your tree on there, and then your lobster clasp, and close it back up. And there's your Christmas tree pendant with a gold or silver star. Either way you want to do it. I think these are really, really cute. So you all let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a like over on Facebook, and follow me on Pinterest. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.